Hi, everybody. I just wanted to take some time to talk about how to cut out circles and squares using that, drive the car method with our scissors. So on my paper, I do have a not so great circle and a not so great square. We're going to do our best here to pretend that they're wonderful, perfect versions of these shapes. And we're going to talk about how to cut them out so that we have control of our scissors. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to separate these shapes so that it's easier for me to control the paper, and I don't have as much unneeded paper flying all over the place or getting in my way. So I'm going to put my square to the side. We're going to talk about the circle first. So when we talk about pretending our scissors are a car and we're driving our car, the first thing to keep in mind is you want to have the line of the shape always visible on the inside of the scissors. So what I mean by that is if I'm cutting, everything on the outside of my scissors is going away. That's the part that I'm cutting off, and everything on the inside is the part that I'm keeping. So I always want my shape or my line to be visible on the inside, at least partially. I mean, ideally we would cut exactly up against it or right through the middle of it, just depending on the look you're going for. Or if you're trying to get rid of the lines, you would want to be directly on the inside of it. But for the most part, you want to be able to just see only that line. So you want no white space on the outside of the scissors and only the line or the black or darker space on the inside of the scissors. And then you're just going to pretend that it's like a car. So you're going to steer the scissors you're going to steer the paper. So you're going to steer so that the scissors are always right on the road. Okay, and sometimes that means we need to take our time and go slow, because if we drove our car super fast, that would be really dangerous, right? So we're going to, because it's a circle, I'm going to start by kind of coming right up alongside the shape with my scissors. So I'm going to cut in and right up to the side of one of the lines. And now I have the line on one side and the white paper on the outside. And then I'm going to just use my other hand to continue to turn the page. And as I go, I continue turning the page so that my scissors stay on the road. So my scissors are staying straight. They're not really going anywhere. And I've tucked the paper towards the bottom of my scissors. So I'm really only using one snip here to go around. I'm not cutting multiple times. I'm really only closing the scissors nice and slow with my hand that's controlling the scissors. And I'm turning the paper nice and slow as well. And there I have my circle. To cut my square, this is where really thinking about your scissors being a car becomes important, because each and every corner of this square is like a stop sign or a red light. And so when we get there, we need to slow the scissors down as we come to the corner, stop when we get there, and then turn our car and continue down the road. So to cut out a square, we're going to, again, putting that paper in the bottom of the scissors so that we have all of this room to cut one straight line, and we're not cutting a million, jagged edges. I'm not going like this, which is going to lead to a lot of jaggedy edges because I'm opening and closing the scissors a lot, and if I'm moving quick, I might not be coming back in the same spot, which is how we get jagged edges. So tucking my scissors, opening them up nice and wide, and I'm going to cut right up along that edge. And now I've started, and I'm just again going to steer the car, and when I get to that corner, I'm gonna stop. You can cut slightly beyond, but you don't need to go too far, just to give yourself enough room to get the scissors in between the piece of paper, or the piece of paper in between the blades of your scissors. And then you continue cutting nice and straight. And as I get kind of close to my corner, I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to turn the page and I'm going to continue. So I have now turned the corner in my car, and I've got my scissors lined up where they need to be. And I'm going to cut. I'm cutting nice and straight, not making any jagged edges because I'm not doing short cuts. I'm taking one long cut, and I'm going to just continue like that. Now, if you don't have quite as big of a pair of scissors, obviously you are going to have to take more cuts. And you just want to be careful and make sure you're lining up as best you can. And again, if you stick the paper down in the bottom of the scissors, you will have more room to go, and you just use the scissor hand, the hand that's controlling the scissors, nice and slow. And we use our other hand, also nice and slow, to turn the page as we need to, or to hold it still, okay? And if using a whole piece of paper is too much, cut it in half, or have somebody help you trim down around the area where you will be cutting so you don't have extra paper floating around. I even separated the two shapes before I started so that I didn't have extra paper in the way. So those are my tips and tricks for cutting out our shapes and pretending like our scissors are a car. All right, everybody, thanks so much, and I will see you again next time. So stay occupied and be kind to one another. Bye.